What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Toucha the Poet, and my brother, Son Soul X, in his joint. Check it out. Hit us up, www.kingandilife.com, for all our podcast info. Subscribe to whatever podcast platform that you choose. Also, hit us up, KINGANDEYE369@gmail.com. Email us your suggestions, your feedback, and all that good stuff. Tune in to us live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share, because we are all over all those social media platforms. Stay tuned for the good stuff. Yeah, we out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Toucha the Poet, and my co-host, Son Soul X, who is not with us today, but we have a great guest. We have Miss Jaylan Salman, a.k.a. Jay. Look here. Had to get the name right. She is an Egyptian poet, translator, two-time National Literary Award winner, animal lover, feminist, film critic, philanthropist, etc., etc., etc. We will get all into her juicy accomplishments as we go on. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Well, I'm good. I'm okay.
Just good? Just okay? It's another beautiful day, isn't it?
I know, but today is, today was not one of my real highs. But at the same time, I'm still creative, so at least I'm cool with that.
Okay. That'll work. So, let's get started here. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a poet and I'm a translator. I've been writing since I was very young, since I was a kid, and I haven't stopped except for a few times in my life. And I think poetry is my passion. Movies are my passion. I just love art so much, and I love connecting with artists from all over the world, and just going out there into the world and discovering people and discovering myself along the way. I'm a nature baby. I'm all over the world, not as in a traveler, but as in closer to nature as much as I can, and I just love being an artist, I guess, although it's not the easiest of things.
Yeah, being an artist is not easy. I have realized that throughout my creative time. I'm not going to say career. So, yeah, it can be a little trying at times. So you said you started writing at what age?
I think I was really young. I think I was about 4 or 5 when I just held a pen and thought, wow, I'm going to write poetry. And what started was just a few lines about love, about my mother, about, life and stuff like that. And then I think my biggest break came as a writer when I was 10 and I was just looking through the books in the library, in our home library, and just thinking, wow, why don't they have a book about this and this and this? Why don't they have a book about this and this and this? And my mom just told me, maybe you should write that book. Maybe write that story if you can't find it. So I wrote it, and it became my first short story ever. And ever since then.
Okay. So, are you originally from Egypt?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
So, how is Egypt? Okay. So, what other countries have you been to in the world?
Oh my gosh, not. Can you believe it? I haven't traveled anywhere. I have been in the same country ever since I was born. Although I have a lot of friends from all over the world, and I think I have a lot of places where I can go if I ever thought of traveling, but I've never been outside Egypt, and this is wild.
Are you serious?
Yeah, can you believe it? Yeah.
No, I really can't believe it, because for me, unfortunately, I know a lot of Americans who have not been outside of their city. And I know a lot who have not been out of their state. I know a lot who have not been out of the country other than going to the island. So to hear you say you've never been out of your country, it's kind of weird to me, because I know a lot of people from abroad that travel a lot, and it seems like it's easier for people abroad to travel a lot. So yes, it's shocking that you've not been out of your country.
Yeah. I think people don't expect me in particular to be this person. I don't know.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so what's stopping you from traveling?
Well, it was a combination of things. Well, now it's like certain difficulties, like I'm just trying to look for uh probably a writer's retreat or a scholarship where I can just go and
Hmm.
pursue a writing career, or just, like there are these residencies which accept writers and stuff like that, and they provide financial aid and stuff. So I'm looking into this, of course. Um, I think in the past I've tried also applying to some of the film festivals which offer
Hmm.
young film critics an opportunity to just, like go, and they offer you this tickets and accommodation and stuff like that. When I was very little, it was actually some familial inhibitions because, I was from a conservative family and this didn't pursue my travel and stuff like that. Although I have had opportunities when I was in school. And
Mm.
I think my only chance of actually going, and I blew it up, was when I was, I think, in my 20s, and I was in this really bad relationship with a person. And I had this opportunity to go attend a festival in Spain, and I was provided everything,
Mm.
tickets,
Oh wow.
accommodation, everything. And I was in this relationship with this person that wasn't really the best for me. And he was like, no, 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 you
Hmm.
cannot go. And we were working together too, and he was like my boss. So I think
Oh.
yeah, so yeah, I think the power chain wasn't right in its
Hmm.
right place. And instead of me going and pursuing my life, I just thought I would invest in this relationship. So I relented. But ever since then, I haven't had an opportunity really that just made it easier for me to travel. But this was a very easy thing for me. I had to
Wow.
blow it because yeah, I've had really also dark times in my life, because
Hmm.
depression and stuff like that. And I think this held me back a lot.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
relationships can put a strain on your creativity, and it really can block your opportunities. I was in a marriage like that, and it really sucked the creativity out of me. Like I literally stopped writing for like 2 or 3 years because
Mm.
it was just too much.
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Same. I hear ya because I've been in a relationship where I was gaslit for 2 years, and this one was
Mm.
a killer for me. Not just travel wise, but it was even my identity was kind of wiped clean. I wasn't even myself. I wasn't acting myself. I
Right.
wasn't talking myself. I wasn't being myself. So yeah, I totally understand. And at a time you feel bad because this and that stood in your way. But I'm in a stage right now where I feel like I'm healthier, which is why I'm more
Hmm.
open to, looking into opportunities where I could maybe pursue something through my creativity and just traveling and stuff like that. I don't know what's gonna come in my way, but in the past, no, of course, I was too depressed and too disappointed and too in a bad
Mm.
place to even think about it. So now I'm at peace
Right.
with all that's happened to me because they shaped who I am.
Yeah. So because we have that in common, how long did it take for you to get out of that state and back into creativity and back into the point where you had that joy of exploring your creativity?
When I ended this, okay, the relationship where I was gaslit, my partner gaslit me in ways unfathomable. I wasn't, I was, it was like an identity theft. I wasn't myself. I was
Hmm.
hijacked. So to end this relationship because something great happened, and when you're with a partner, they're so good at manipulating people and just
Hmm.
making you look bad in front of everybody else.
Right.
It's so hard because they have instilled themselves into every aspect of your life. So when you end the
Yes.
relationship, the whole world sometimes just goes against you, and you have to
Hmm.
fill up all the gaps and just see everything. So when this relationship just ended very abruptly, as if you're amputating something out of your life, this gave me an urge to be it gave me a creative power. Like I've been gaslit
Hmm.
in this relationship for 3 years. I was almost turned into an invalid, into a helpless person. This person kind of like manipulated everything in my life. They handled everything in my life. They didn't let me do anything or communicate with anybody. So, and it
Wow.
was under the umbrella of protection. Like they're protecting me from
Mm.
the world because, when, of course you would understand that when you're a creative person, sometimes you're kind of fragile. Sometimes the world is too much for you, daily interactions, just handling people. When you are met with, like meanness and stuff like that, it's too much on your
Right.
soul sometimes. So you kind of shrink into yourself, and this makes you vulnerable to people who might use this for their own gain, for their own benefit, under the
Right. Yeah.
umbrella of love. So for me, when it ended,
That's what they call it.
exactly, yeah, love, my whatever. So when it ended, in a very severe way and sudden, and I wasn't even that strong, it happened as if it was against my will. But now when I think about it, it was as if the forces made me who I am. There was nothing with me. I lost a lot of people because of that. I couldn't continue in the
Yeah.
job that I was working because this person kind of instilled themselves into the job itself. So when they were out of the equation, I realized what a bad job I was in, what a bad life I was
Wow.
living. I lost every single thing. There was kind of a kid involved, and I was almost like a godmother to the kids, so this was terrible for me. And I've written many poems about motherhood and what it means to be a mother if you didn't give birth to the baby. It was just awful. So imagine losing all of that. What do you have left? You have you. There's nothing
Yeah.
else. You are the only thing left. And when I looked into myself, I was creative. I was a poet. I was a writer. I was a film critic.
Right.
And I wrote crazy. The words that came out of me were wild and savage, and it was that energy. That's when I realized I should never let go of my creativity, and I've been with it ever since.
Right. Yeah. So from when you first started writing to now, how do you see your where do you draw your creativity from? Like when you first started, where did creativity come, and up to now, where do you draw your creativity from?
When I first started, it was mostly okay because I think when you're a creative person, the way you see everything, daily life, people, it's different from everybody around you. So for me,
Right. Yeah.
a regular conversation at the coffee shop, or like having a crush even on someone would feel different. You would get all these words and all these ideas, and your imagination would just pour out of you. So that was the beginning. I would just see people differently, and I would ask even my friends because I was so sociable when I was in school. Like, guys, did you see this? Did you feel this? And they would be like, no. So for me, I knew, wow, maybe this is what I should put into my art. The way a different interaction made me different than everybody around. And then I started seeking these experiences. But of course, it took me to darker places because I was seeking more dangerous stuff. I was seeking more gritty stuff. So I drew inspiration from that. And that's why I think my poetry was riddled with darkness, with some tough times, with some tough places that I had to go to. Now, I know how to draw the line. I am seeking experiences. I'm seeking different things, but while protecting myself. So that's it.
So, how many published books do you have?
Okay, 2 in English and 3 in Arabic and 2 in English.
And they're all poetry?
No, in Arabic I haven't written Arabic poetry at all. I have written it, but not for like. I think it's more liberal for me to just write in English. It just gives me more liberty with the language and with what I want to express, because I'm less
Really?
judged. Yeah, because when you're writing Arabic poetry, usually, you're surrounded by even writers and poets and stuff. They would judge the real you based on what you write. With English, I
Oh,
could just
wow.
be anybody. Yeah, so I've been in this less than happier situations where I just publish a poem and then find less than acceptable behavior, and it's because you're writing something really daring and you're such a daring writer, blah blah blah. So it kind of put me off things. So poetry, I haven't published a single poetry book in Arabic, but I published novels, 2 novels, and a short story collection, and 2 poetry books in English.
So, wow, that's interesting. So, if you write poetry in Arabic, you'll get judged heavily.
It happened already. I was, yes.
But if you write in English, it won't be judged. You won't be judged heavily.
Even if I do it, I just don't give a shit. Like even if people judge
No,
me
because
for it,
I'm trying to I'm trying to understand that, because for me,
yeah,
of course I only write in English,
yeah,
but when I write certain things, I get judged. When I
yeah,
write other things, it's like culturally acceptable, and it's wild because it's like I can be around people who will write certain things just like I would write, but it's like if I write it, they're looking at me like, "Oh my God, you wrote that?"
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that if you write in Arabic, you'll get judged, but if you write in English, you don't care if you
Yeah.
get judged.
Yeah. That's true. So true.
Wow, wow. Are there a lot of poetry events like open mics around you?
Yeah, a lot, but I just don't go. I really don't go mostly.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Because
more
I
into the international scene, to be honest. I've been
mhm.
through the scene around a lot, but I just didn't. I don't know. Maybe my writing didn't fit in. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. You know, when you try something and it just doesn't work for you, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I understand because I've been writing since '97.
Wow.
Um, first started performing at open mics in I want to say 2013.
Okay.
Um, and I just didn't feel like I fit in fully. I published my first book in 2015.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I didn't feel like I fit in, and I don't know how it is out there, but um, around here, it's like there are cliques, and it's like if you're not in the clique, you're an outsider. So and it's like you feel it, like you look
Yeah.
around at people,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like you feel them staring at you differently. So yeah,
That's the word, man. That's the word. Yeah, that's the word.
yeah. So are you familiar with spill poetry?
Yeah, definitely.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, because I follow that on YouTube a lot, and I actually heard a few people do poetry. I guess it's in Arabic.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I guess it is. So
Yeah.
is that around you or not?
No, it's not around me, but I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So, um, film critic. How long have you been doing that?
Oh, ever since 2015, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was really
So
good.
what got you into that?
Actually, a local film critic, he's Egyptian. He just saw my writing. Then he told me, like, would you like to write a publication called Cinematograph? And I'm like, okay. I was just writing online on Facebook and stuff like that. And ever since
Mm-hmm.
then, I was writing in Arabic. And then I was like, okay, I would like to write in both Arabic and
Mm-hmm.
English. I still write in Arabic, of course, film criticism. Whatever just finds the publication, I just go and publish my film critique articles or essays in it, and it's just so much
Mm-hmm.
fun because this was the one that should have given me more exploration because I was so active in the festival circuit and stuff like that. But then,
Mm-hmm.
relationships happened and full-time jobs happened and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
just, yeah, and that just stopped my journey there. But I still write, of course, and I have a lot of friends who are like film critics and directors and, you know, stuff like that.
So when you wh- what films do you do critiques on? Are they American films or Egyptian? How does that work?
Anything that I like. I've critiqued Chinese films, Korean films, Egyptian films, Lebanese films. I have even when I was, like actively going to Cairo Film Festival, I would meet,
Mm-hmm.
I met a Lebanese director, Spanish director, French director, two Indian directors are now my close friends, and I even
Mm.
watch private screenings online of their movies and stuff. This is why I'm telling you, I feel like I'm a very international citizen without having left my country, which of course I plan to do more travel in the near future, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like because of cinema and art, I have been exposed to multiple cultures. I have even, of course,
Mm-hmm.
like American friends who do independent movies and short movies and stuff like that, and this has been so much fun. So yeah, a lot of
Mm.
anything I just like, I just watch with subtitles on, and I get the inspiration to write it out.
Oh, okay. So let's see. What is your favorite type? What is your favorite genre of movie?
Well, I think I love experimental movies. I love independent cinema so much, especially American
Mm-hmm.
independent cinema. I love cinema that just uh discusses, certain heavy topics such as addiction and sexuality and stuff like that. I love
Okay.
dramas, of course.
Mm-hmm.
comedy a little bit, but just for fun. Like not my favorite genre. I love psychological
Mm,
horror. There's a lot.
really? Okay.
Yeah, I
So
love it.
why is comedy not high on the list?
Well, I watch it as guilty pleasure because I like the thickest, most stupidest, insanest comedies ever. Things that I wouldn't like write an article about, but I would just watch and
Okay.
just consume happily. Like, give me
Mm,
anything stupid, over the top, getting a bad rating, and I'll cackle. I just love it in all languages.
okay. Mm, that's interesting. Wow. You're on a podcast as well, right?
No, it's not my podcast. I've been on many podcasts with many people.
So you don't have your own. You're just a guest on many podcasts.
No, yeah, I haven't done one yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do one. I just love being, like a bee buzzing from one flower to the other. I don't know if I'm gonna have
Hmm.
one. I'm a person who doesn't like to own anything. Like I don't like owning stuff. I don't like having something that is mine. I just like being around from one place to the other.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not ready to settle.
Stop it. That is funny.
It's
That
crazy.
is
I know.
too funny.
I know.
That's funny. You're
They
not
always
ready to
think,
settle.
yeah. Oh, fuck, no. Because I mean, they
Oh
always
my.
think that women are. I don't know. At least this is what I was getting from a lot of people, that women are the ones who really want to just hold things down. Like I've been with my friend Diane Brazil. She's American, and we've been discussing this podcast idea that we've had, but we haven't done anything yet to just pursue it. And for me, to have something that is my own, my brand, my baby, I don't know. Like I would never have it, but I think I'm gonna write this poem. Even when I was in a motherhood state, it wasn't even my baby. So you can
Hmm.
tell that I don't want to have my stuff, just
Oh
other
my
people.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
So what is your family life like? Do you have brothers, sisters, anything like that?
I think now I know that I'm blessed. I think I'm blessed with a very good family. They're supportive of
Hmm.
my hippie lifestyle, of me, and they've been with me through a lot of heavy, dark depression stuff.
Hmm.
A great mother who really raised me to be who I am despite everything, just to pursue my dreams and to be artistic and creative. And she nurtured our creative sides, me and my sister. My sister
Hmm.
is kind of like the wise one. She's like my guru and my mentor, and she's the one who always tells me to just calm down and stop going because I'm the wild one. I'm the crazy rebellious sister. She's like
Oh wow.
this calm, composed one who knows what to say in the right time,
Hmm.
the right situation. I'm like the blah, 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 and then I regret it, of course. So yeah,
Oh
I
my.
think I have my dad is a chill, like retired jazz musician type of person, just like
Oh
simple
okay.
life, simple things, just listening to oldies music and just complaining about how bad
Hmm.
new music is, just chilling with the cat, chilling with, yeah, he's the typical guy aging, he's just the typical, but he has, even his taste in movies and music is like so, like Ennio Morricone, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, like listening to
Hmm.
old jazz music and like, that music sucks now. Okay, daddy, yeah, good for you, bro. So this is my family in a nutshell.
So when he say the new music sucks, what music is he talking about?
I think hip hop and rap and anything
Oh,
that
he
is
listens to that.
no, and he's just listening to it, and he's just like, no, 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 I don't listen to that. My dad stopped at like the 70s. His glory days were the 60s and the 70s. Music,
Oh man.
movies, books, whatever you can think of.
Mm.
Other than that, he's just no. It's too modern. When he listens to like 90s music, it's like so modern.
Hmm.
2000s, so modern. 80s, so modern. Dad, like stop, okay? So yeah, for him, David
That's
Bowie was
funny.
modern. Yeah, my dad is like a weirdo.
Mm-mm-mm. So tell me about Egypt, because I go back and forth with saying I want to visit there, and then I say I don't want to go over there. Then I say I want to go over there because I'm curious, because I want to see the pyramids, I want to see the Sphinx, I want to see all that stuff. But then I say I don't want to go over there.
You have to
So what
come.
is Egypt like?
Egypt is a very beautiful country because it has a lot of things. First of all, a very, very old heritage. You can feel it. The
Hmm.
culture is weird. The food is awesome. Many
Mm.
places, but you gotta go with, you gotta go with someone who knows how to take you to all the cool places, like in all the
Hmm.
old places in Cairo, all the good beaches. Of course, you can come to Alexandria and see all the Greek and the Roman ruins and stuff like that. You
Mm.
should go to Aswan and Luxor, where they have all the amazing Pharaoh's stuff. No, no, no. You should come, but you should have it planned. Like a long trip, and then you can have a good companion who would just show you around. You'd have so much fun. I'm telling you.
Okay. So what part do you stay in?
Alexandria. It's a very
How
old
far is
town.
that from Cairo?
3 hour drive.
Oh, okay.
And I'm back
Hmm.
and forth from Cairo a lot, like a lot. Because
Mm-hmm.
once I had a job in Cairo, a part-time job, and I would go and travel, like
Mm.
weekly travel and stuff like that. And I stayed, I think, in Cairo for a while. I was looking for a job, and I was with a boyfriend that I thought I'm gonna marry and settle with. But the relationship ended, the job didn't. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. So I've only seen Egypt on documentaries on Smithsonian Channel and stuff like
yeah.
that. How modern is it? Like, how
No,
much has it changed in the last 20 years?
my goodness, it's so modern. What you see in documentaries or movies is crap. It's just not real.
Mm-hmm.
You should come here. No, it's gonna be a very modern city. You'll see old parts of the city, but it's the old parts of the city. But it has a very modern vibe. Like Cairo is so modern. The new Alamein city, which is next to Alexandria, is so modern. A lot of the beaches and stuff, it's so modern. It's so modern. You're just gonna see a different Egypt from here.
Mm. Do
Yeah.
you like the modern Egypt or do you like the old Egypt?
I just like whatever I can feel comfortable with. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really think of the modernity versus the like. If you ask my dad, of course, he'll be like, "No, all the." But for me, whatever I'm comfortable, wherever I'm with good company, good people,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm. I don't know, cause for me, I don't mind things becoming modern,
Mm-hmm.
but there are certain things that I like to stay the same.
Like,
Um, like I don't like when they build modern stuff around uh old stuff. Like it just looks out of place now. But
yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's an old soul.
Yeah, I mean, but I do like to travel, and I like history. I like history stuff. I'm not a history scholar or anything, but I like seeing historical stuff, and I
Right,
like,
and I love it.
um, yeah, I just like seeing historical stuff, and I like to take it in and just imagine what it was when that particular spot or place was vibrant and active. That's what I like about stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, what was I going to ask you? Um, so on a day-to-day basis, what is your life like on a day-to-day?
I think just I like exploring the city around me, whether my
Mm-hmm.
city or other cities around me. Like I just like going out and going to old bookshops, old cafes, just meeting someone I haven't met before, someone who was just visiting. Like I've had this awesome Swiss friend who I met by chance while visiting the Gavapi museum here in
Mm-hmm.
Alexandria. And anytime she just comes, I would just meet her at the French Institute and stuff with this, together and stuff like that. For me, a day-to-day basis is just being open to experiences, meeting new
Mm-hmm.
people, doing stuff. Of course, working because I have translation, but it gives me the liberty that I like. Now, being a translator is the most liberating thing I've ever had. I don't like full-time jobs. I don't like nine to five jobs. Tried them before, hated them, wasn't the happiest person you could have seen me, the worst person in the world to be in that kind of context. So for me, I like a job where I can work daily because I'm a very punctual person and I'm very specific about my work, but at the same time to give me the
Mm-hmm.
liberty to be creative, and to be creative you have to explore every day a different
Yeah.
adventure, a different exploring, even if it's a small thing. And for you it would be different. I just love the sea, of course, so much, which is why I think even if I go and settle in some city somewhere, I think I would prefer to be in a city where they have a sea because I like going to the
Mm.
sea daily, just staying by the beach and getting in all the energy of the sand and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that and the waves. So yeah, that's
Mm.
your average day. So yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. What is the culture like over there? Because and I ask you that because in America, like we're going through this weird cultural thing to where everybody is against everybody and everybody pretends to be a friend, and it's